Today in our reading, we're going to be looking at the book Stand Tall, Molly Lou Mellon. And to begin with, looking at this, we're going to use a skill called prediction. A prediction is a good guess based on what you know of what might happen next in a story. So we're going to first start out with reading this, and I will stop at a certain place and ask you to pause your video, pause this lesson, and do what I ask you to do at that time. And then you can replay the video or start back up with it as soon as you've done that. Okay? So right now I'm going to share the screen. And we're going to look at this book, Stand Tall, Molly Lou Mellon. It's written by Patty Lovell, illustrated by David Catrow. Okay. Stand Tall, Molly Lou Mellon. Molly Lou Mellon stood just taller than her dog and was the shortest girl in the first grade. She didn't mind. Her grandma had told her, "Walk as proudly as you can, and the world will look up to you." So she did. Molly Lou Mellon had buck teeth that stuck out so far she could stack pennies on them. She didn't mind. Her grandma had told her, "Smile big, and the world will smile right alongside you." And she did. Ooh. Molly Lou Mellon had a voice that sounded like a bullfrog being squeezed by a boa constrictor. She didn't mind. Her grandma had told her, "Sing out clear and strong, and the world will cry tears of joy." So now what I want you to do is I want you to pause this video. And after you pause it, I want you to get a piece of paper and a drawing and write what you predict is going to happen next. After you've done that, you can hit play, and then we'll finish up the story. Okay, hopefully you have done what we asked about making your prediction, because you have to turn it in. And so she did. Even though she sounds like those bullfrogs, it doesn't bother her. And Molly Lou Mellon was often fumble-fingered. She didn't mind. Her grandma had told her, "Believe in yourself, and the world will believe in you too." And so she did. Then Molly Lou Mellon moved to a new town. She had to say goodbye to her grandma and all her friends. See the friend right here? And then there's Molly Lou getting ready to go in her car. And start in a new school. Now, on the first day of school, Ronald Durkin, that's him right here, called her Shrippo in gym class. When the game started, Molly Lou Mellon caught the football, ran under the legs of Ronald Durkin, and scored a touchdown. All the children thought, wow, she's good. And Ronald Durkin felt very foolish. On the second day of school, Ronald Durkin called her Bucky Tooth Beaver. Molly Lou Mellon took out her pennies, stacked 10 high on her teeth, and smiled as big as day. And all the children smiled with glee. And Ronald Durkin felt very foolish. On the third day of school, Ronald Durkin said, "You sound like a sick duck, honk, honk." Molly Lou Mellon sang out, "Quack," so clear and strong that it made Ronald Durkin somersault backwards, hit his head, and have to go to the nurse. And all the children cried with joy to be free of Ronald Durkin for the rest of the afternoon. And Ronald Durkin felt very foolish. Now, on the fourth day of school, Ronald Durkin said that she'd made the snowflake all wrong. But Molly Lou Mellon opened up her paper and revealed the most beautiful snowflake of all. All the children oohed and awed, even Ronald. That's him right there. On the fifth day of school, Ronald Durkin brought Molly Lou Mellon a stacking penny for her tooth and smiled at her. That night, Molly Lou Mellon took out a pencil and paper and wrote a letter to her grandma. "Dear Grandma, I wanted to tell you that everything you told me was exactly right. Love, Molly Lou Mellon." Okay, so that is the story of Stand Tall, Molly Lou Mellon. So for today, all I'm asking is that you take that paper where you did your prediction. I want you to draw it and color it and maybe write a little bit about what's happening in it so I'll know what you mean that was your prediction of what was happening. Or you could submit it by taking a picture of it, then recording yourself telling me what it was you predicted that was going to happen next in the story. Either way would be fine. Writing it out, recording yourself telling me, or you could do both. Write down what you thought and then just read it out loud. All this is where you go onto your journal of your seesaw to turn in your work. So I'll see you later on, and bye-bye.